awareness of it. I know some people, due to culture, they tend to expose their child. They wouldn't know that their child would have been exposed to these types of things because they bring it in their culture. Let's say like using a machete, and just using a machete to do yard cutting in their own yard. That would classify the child as a child laborer. So simple things like that. You might relate that to a household chore, which they could be doing, or they think that the child should be doing to help out in the house. But using these tools at such an early age would consider them and expose them to danger. Another one would be like using a motor vehicle at an early age as well. That exposes them to danger, even though they can be working in the fields at an early age because the culture is embedded in them. But nonetheless, they are exposed to some of those risks. Again, the same another high prevalence would be exposure to heat and humidity if they're out in the, let's say, cane fields, for instance, that is exposure to heat. We collect information on the type of activity that they did, so household chores, and we give them a list of what those chores were. And we also ask them about how many hours how many hours in that reference week they did that activity. So again, that's why the thresholds of hours apply to these different age groups. So for 5 to 11, as long as they perform at least 1 hour of work, they could be considered a child labor for economic activities. Then
And
for
then
children 12 to 14, as long as they did at least 14 hours of work, of economic activity, they would be classified as a child labor. For 15 to 17, the threshold is increased to 43 hours per week. Then there is the other category, the other classification for household chores. For any child 5 to 11, for any child 5 to 14, as long as they performed at least 21 hours of work of household chores, they would be classified as a child laborer.